What's happening now and what's next? This is the news that matters to you, and it's right here at 5. Michelle Imparato, Jesse Pagan, and First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 5. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, our countdown to SNL's 50th anniversary special continues with Taylor Swift's life-changing first time on the iconic show.
When I got the call, I absolutely freaked out.
Next Access Hollywood.
Take 2 of a special session on immigration in Tallahassee. We're live at the state capitol tonight, where this time lawmakers are working with the governor to pass bills targeting migrants.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office says a traffic detail they started in January was a big success. We've got the numbers.
And just 100 more days until the newest theme park opens here in Central Florida. What Chopper 2 spotted while flying over Epic Universe today.
WESH 2 News starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news is out of Brevard County tonight, where a Bright Line train has hit a vehicle.
This is in Malabar at Jordan Avenue and US 1. WESH 2's Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty is live at that scene. And Megan, one person was actually trapped in that vehicle.
First responders were able to get him out. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office says it was an older man. They couldn't give us a specific age, but he's on his way to the hospital. You can see this is the vehicle here that crashed with that Bright Line train there. You can see it's completely smashed. Its entire engine, or what appears to be its engine, is on that tow truck there, and they're working to get this out of the way. You can also see it appears that as a result of this crash, that signal was also completely taken off here as well. Now, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office is helping traffic get through, and we did see some Bright Line trains pass through the area as well, so it's not impacting any traffic here. And thankfully, like we mentioned, that person is expected to be okay. Minor injuries from what we're seeing here, despite how bad that looks. And they're working to get this cleaned up here. That tow truck has been on scene now for an hour. They're now loading that vehicle on there to get it out of the way. Still doesn't appear to be impacting traffic, like I mentioned, because they have opened the lane on the other side to allow vehicles to get through, and trains have also been able to get through as well. Covering Brevard County, live in Malabar, Megan Moriarty, WESH 2 News.
Also breaking tonight in Volusia County, deputies are searching for this man wanted in a double murder. 50-year-old Scott Mitchell. Deputies say if you see him, do not approach him because he may be armed and considered dangerous. Investigators say he is wanted in a double murder case in Binghamton, New York. And through the use of technology, they were able to track him down to Florida. Deputies say they found what could be his vehicle. They believe he is on foot in West DeLand. Anyone with information is urged to reach out to the sheriff's office. Now to the special session happening in Tallahassee. Again, focus on the immigration overhaul.
You might remember the last special session was a showdown between lawmakers and Governor Ron DeSantis, with lawmakers pushing aside the governor's plan to crack down on immigration.
WESH News anchor Jesse Pagan traveled to the state capitol for us tonight. And Jesse, this time it appears they are working together.
It does, Stu and Michelle. So since that clash, House Speaker Daniel Perez says he and Senate President Ben Albright have come to a dialogue of sorts with Governor Ron DeSantis to figure out a compromise on how the state will move forward with its immigration enforcement and how the state will align that with the Trump administration's policies. Now, the Budget and Appropriations Committees will take up the bills tomorrow. Then the House and the Senate will have actual floor sessions where we expect most of the action on these bills in this session to happen. Of course, we will be here for that. Live in Tallahassee at the state capitol, Jesse Pagan, WESH 2 News.
All right, Jesse, thank you. 4 employees with FEMA have been fired, and officials say it's because they used government money to help migrants stay in luxury hotels. A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security says FEMA's chief financial officer, 2 analysts, and a grant specialist were all dismissed. She says Elon Musk noticed the money spent in the agency's shelter and services program, which has funds set aside for temporary housing for migrants released by Customs and Border Protection. WESH 2 is keeping track of the immigration overhaul at the state and federal levels. To get updates as new policies are put into place, download our free WESH 2 News app, and when you can get information on the go on WESH.com.
A Marion County man is accused of molesting a 14-year-old girl who he convinced to get inside of his truck. Investigators say Donhello Sanchez Jose approached the girl while she was walking near her neighborhood. They say he pulled up, exposed himself, and told her to get into the truck. Investigators say the victim did what she was told out of fear. They say he gave the victim $40 and told her to return to the same spot the next day.
We were able to surprise him with an undercover agent that dressed similarly to our victim. And when he rolled through the neighborhood, saw our undercover agent, turned around, asked her the same thing. Does she need a ride? And the same crime that was potentially about to happen again.
The suspect faces several charges, including human trafficking.
All right, we're going to switch gears and talk about the forecast now. We have some patchy fog that could be affecting our area again tonight.
Fog, record-breaking heat. First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi joins us now to look at our forecast. Hey, Tony.
Yeah, you know, the fog tonight, though, is going to be confined to our far western communities along 75. And then once that burns off, it's record heat. But we do have two fronts this week that are going to help us out, cool things down, reduce the pollen, and bring us some much-needed rain. Over towards Rusty's there in Port Canaveral right now. No sea fog out there. That's a nice change, and the temperatures in the mid-70s. Through the interior, we're running in the low 80s. We've had a couple showers today along the breeze here. You can see just a few showers right up here now. West of Palm Coast near Shell Bluff, couple sprinkles there over towards the Ocala Forest. But the other thing that we're watching are a bunch of smoke plumes here from a couple of fires in Polk, Osceola, and southern Sumter County. Winds right now are out of the south and the southeast 5 to 15. Winds will slacken on off. And once we get past midnight, this is where we think the fog is going to roll in. Off of the Gulf of Mexico, you can see up and down the I-75 corridor from time to time, the visibilities will be quite low. And here locally, visibilities may be reduced to about 3 to 5 miles, but not as thick as off towards the west. Tracking two fronts, tracking record heat for Wednesday and Thursday, and the latest on the Daytona 500 forecast. All straight ahead.
Here in Orange County, deputies arrested a man accused of beating a woman over a handicapped parking spot. This happened in September at St. John Vianney Catholic Church on Orange Blossom Trail. But the suspect, John Phillips, wasn't arrested until recently and appeared in court today. The victim told deputies that she parked in a handicapped spot near the church's front entrance, and when she was leaving, a man in a black truck started yelling at them. She says that the man got out of the truck, so she also got outside of her car to see what he wanted. She says he pushed the car door to hit her, and when she shoved back, he knocked her to the ground. Investigators say surveillance video backed up the victim's account of what happened. Over in Volusia County, a driver trying to outrun deputies was no match for their stop stick hit. Take a look at this.
Stick hit, got it, northbound.
So the sheriff's office says 28-year-old Brian DeLees sped away from traffic stops in both Deltona and DeBerry last night. He was finally stopped when deputies laid out a strip with spikes, which blew out all of his tires. DeLees is charged with fleeing, driving with a suspended license, driving with no lights, and a stop sign violation.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office says a detail put in place following a number of crashes over the holidays was effective in handing out dozens of citations. WESH News' David Jones in Taveri speaking with LCSO on the response.
A landscaping crew found skeletal remains in Melbourne. The sheriff's office is investigating and tells WESH 2 that the remains were discovered near Space Coast Parkway and Brandywine Lane. Right now, evidence teams are searching that area to piece together how the person got there. The body was discovered late yesterday afternoon. Anyone with information is urged to call the sheriff's office, and we do expect an update later this afternoon. All right, now to a big story that could mean higher water bills for homeowners in 5 Central Florida counties. The Florida Public Service Commission held a hearing today about Sunshine Water Services' proposed rate increases. Water bills could go up nearly 23%, and customers would pay about 16% more for wastewater. Neighbors in a Longwood community say they're hoping the commission rejects the rate hike as they deal with ongoing irrigation problems.
I don't think it's fair. I mean, we're getting crappy, pardon my French, crappy water, and they want to charge us more for it? That makes no sense to me. Unless they're going to refurbish the whole system and make it all beautifully clean.
Sunshine Water Services supplies customers in Lake, Marion, Orange, Polk, and Seminole counties. The State Commission staff will make a recommendation before a vote at a later date.
Happening now, Brevard County commissioners are meeting to discuss firefighter pay at its regularly scheduled meeting. Brevard County Fire Union members plan to speak out about what they call poor pay. Today, a county spokesperson told WESH 2 that the fire union has refused to come to the bargaining table since September. Last week, local firefighters rallied outside the county commissioner building, saying both pay and culture need to change. According to the fire union, the department has 79 open positions. It lost 121 firefighters in the last year, 18 of those in January. Documents obtained by WESH 2 showed that there's a proposal on the table to increase wages between 9 and 22% based on rank and service.
Still ahead tonight, the vice president on the global stage talking about AI.
We must focus now on the opportunity to catch lightning in a bottle.
Why he says he's optimistic that AI helps more than hurts people.
And swans in Lakeland at risk of the bird flu. A veterinarian explains what could be their best chance for survival.
Michelle, we are 100 days away from the grand opening of Epic Universe. I'm Christina Watkins. Coming up, we've got exclusive Chopper 2 video showing one of the exciting characters guests will get to meet starting May 22nd.
Closed captioning brought to you by National Floors Direct.
We are officially 100 days away from the grand opening of Universal Epic Universe. After years of planning and construction, guests will soon be able to step into the 5 immersive worlds at Universal's newest theme park.
Exciting times are ahead. WESH 2's Christina Watkins joins us now in studio. Christina, you talk to park fans who say they can't believe we're 100 days out.
I mean, let's be honest, I can't believe it either. Universal Orlando Resort hasn't opened a major theme park since I was a kid. Islands of Adventure back in 1999. All of that will change in 100 days with Epic Universe. Stella also says, you know, it's getting close to opening day when you see benches and trash cans on the ground. Universal also put out some of the food and the drinks guests will get to try across 30 different dining locations. If you want to see those menu items and a full breakdown of all the thrilling attractions coming to Epic Universe, just go to WESH.com, look under Park Central. Michelle?
All right. Thank you, Christina. Meanwhile, Disney is giving fans an up-close look at the finished bow on the Disney Destiny. The cruise ship to the Bahamas and Western Caribbean set sail later this year. Right there on the front of the ship is Minnie Mouse in a heroic pose. Once the ship is complete, the Disney Destiny's home port will be in Fort Lauderdale. And if you have a cruise planned in the coming weeks, you want to watch out for some illnesses. The CDC says it is tracking yet another norovirus outbreak on a Tampa-based ship. More than 100 passengers fell ill on Holland America's Rotterdam ship. This is the 4th norovirus outbreak reported to the CDC this year. Just a few days ago, we reported that people on board a Royal Caribbean cruise that left Tampa also got sick. The CDC is still investigating the root cause of that illness.
If you don't have to go out, maybe you could just spend some time at the beach. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi joins us now. Tony, the next few days on our coast could be pretty busy.
Oh my gosh, going to be very busy. Near record heat inland, but even towards the coast with a southwest wind on late Wednesday and Thursdays too, they'll make you run into the mid-80s. We got a lot going on in this 7-day forecast. A lot of ups and downs, kind of like the yo-yo. Near record heat both Wednesday and Thursday. Could have our first 90-degree reading in a few neighborhoods come Thursday afternoon before a few showers get going. For Valentine's Day, showers around, a little bit cooler with a front nearby, and then we go right back up over the weekend, but late Sunday afternoon, another front will arrive, and that's going to be the one that gets us back to normal, if not even below normal, for President's Day and then on into Tuesday. So let's take you back out towards the coast one more time. Beautiful afternoon. Temperatures today about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. Instead of being in the 60s, now in the 70s towards the interior. Up and down the I-4 corridor, we are running now in the low 80s. So while we're in the 80s here, it is snowing in the mid-Atlantic. A developing snowstorm here is going to play havoc on travel from the mid-Atlantic and the southern New England states here going forward. And then we'll watch this front. That will roll on in as we get you into Thursday night on into Friday, giving us the chance for some afternoon showers. No thunderstorms. Speaking of those showers, we have a few that have popped up now. Just enough instability out there to generate a couple of showers. Of course, we don't have the high heat and humidity that we would normally have in the summer along those breezes, so not expecting any thunderstorms. But listen, we need the rain, anywhere from 1 to 2¼ inches behind already to start 2025. We get an update on our drought monitor here come Thursday morning, and I'm fairly confident that we're going to start to see more moderate drought now push into Lake, Southwest Orange, and even that northwest nook there of Osceola counties. Has been a very, very dry stretch here over the last 2 weeks. Evening planet looks great. If you're running errands, you're going to be in super good shape there. Wedgefield 65 out the door tomorrow morning. Disney 65, Popka 65, Orange City 62. Remember, a normal low should be 52, not in the 60s in the middle of February. And even up north, Marion and Flagler counties, you're going to be in the 60s as well. So putting it all together, fog out west in the morning, nice and warm tomorrow afternoon. A few records could be tied or broken as highs will climb up into the middle and the upper 80s through the interior. And right there on the coastal Volusia County and Brevard County, we'll be running in the upper 70s. Look at Daytona Beach here at the airport, low 80s for an afternoon high temperature. While at the beach, the water temperatures are running in the low 60s. Rip currents are a concern. By the way, high tide is early in the morning at about 8:37. So the setup here, as we go from today into Thursday and Friday, you can see that front drops on in, gives us some showers, more clouds, and somewhat cooler temperatures as we get you on into Friday afternoon. But let's play it out here. Look at today, Wednesday and Thursday. Upper 80s to near the 90-degree mark. That puts us in record territory tomorrow for Sanford and Leesburg. Could tie record highs, and we're not done. Look at Thursday. Orlando and Sanford going to make it run at some record highs there as well. So tying that now with speed weeks, few showers around for the duels, 74, partly cloudy for the fresh from Florida and cooler for Friday's race. Saturday, we're warming back up, and then on Sunday, I'm going to take a much closer look at that, but we could have some rain around for the Daytona 500, depending upon which model you look at. So one more time, warm and toasty Wednesday and Thursday, Friday cooling down, weekend warm up, and then Sunday afternoon, here comes the rain and a lot cooler to start next week.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Gary Yeomans Ford.
WESH 2 celebrates Black History Month.
The Chitlin Circuit. It's a network of nightclubs, dance halls, and theaters.
It provided a safe space for Black Americans to enjoy live music during segregation.
The circuit fostered legendary names like Ray Charles, B.B. King, and Ella Fitzgerald.
And it gave birth to some of the greatest blues and soul music ever played.
WESH 2 celebrates Black History Month.
A circuit judge in Orange County has sided with the public school district after mother of 2 students sued when she was let go from volunteering over her OnlyFans account. We first brought you this story in October of 2021 when Victoria Treese first said she was suing the district. Now, she had been volunteering for 5 years, but was told she could no longer be on campus with her kids because of the explicit images on her OnlyFans account. So she sued the district. But just last month, the judge ruled in favor of the district, saying the mom did not have the right to volunteer. Still ahead, concerns that the bird flu could hit home in Central Florida.
Plus, the man accused of murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto is trying to get some of the most disturbing evidence against him tossed out.
I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you going to need my phone?
Investigators say they found pictures and videos in Stephen Stearns' Google account that showed him molesting the teen for years. But the defense says those images should not be allowed as investigators did not get a warrant to search his phone. A local attorney explains how this could play out in court. Next.
WESH 2 News continues.
The man accused of murdering 13-year-old Madeline Soto is getting ready for his trial.
Stephen Stearns' attorneys are asking a judge to throw out evidence that investigators found on his cell phone and an online account. WESH 2's Spencer Tracy explains why Stearns believes he had no choice but to hand over his phone. Stearns has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Last week, his public defender also filed motions to drop the death penalty.
Now to a South Florida manhunt where the search is on for a gunman who murdered a Palm Beach County corrections officer. This is a photo of the victim, 39-year-old Basil Powell. Investigators say he had just gotten home around 7:30 last night when he was shot several times while getting out of his car. Powell was airlifted to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators say the shooting was not related to his role as a corrections officer. They have not released any information on a possible suspect. Deputies lined up outside the hospital overnight as Powell's body was moved from the hospital to the medical examiner's office. He was hired by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office in October of 2021. Conservative strategist Steve Bannon will avoid jail time after pleading guilty in New York today to defrauding donors to a nonprofit devoted to building a wall at the southern border. As part of the deal, Bannon is forbidden from serving as the director of any nonprofit in New York or raising money for charities with the assets in the state of New York.
A trade war is underway between the U.S. and some of our biggest trading partners, which economists say could increase costs here at home. And it comes as the agency charged with policing companies closed its doors on Monday following orders from the Trump administration. WESH 2's Christopher Salas is in our Washington bureau with how this could potentially cost you more. Tomorrow, we will get the first inflation reading under the Trump administration with the Consumer Price Index. Vice President J.D. Vance is in France today, speaking at a summit focused on artificial intelligence. He warns that excessive regulation of AI could hurt the industry and says that he thinks AI helps rather than hurts people.
AI, I really believe, will facilitate and make people more productive. It is not going to replace human beings. It will never replace human beings. And I think too many of the leaders in the AI industry, when they talk about this fear of replacing workers, I think they really miss the point.
Just last month, President Donald Trump repealed an executive order by former President Joe Biden, which laid out a plan to manage AI national security risks and prevent discrimination by AI systems. Some car dealerships across the country are turning to artificial intelligence to help with car inspections. Our traffic expert, Megan Mackey, took a look at the technology used right here in Central Florida. You can watch her full report tonight on WESH 2 News at 11. New at 5, it appears Google Calendar has removed key cultural events that used to show up, including Pride Month, Black History Month, and some other months for minority groups. A Google spokesperson says in the past, its calendar team manually added cultural events for countries all over the world. Google says it decided to stop doing that after getting feedback that some events were missing and said keeping up with holidays globally was unsustainable.
As bird flu spreads, there are concerns it could impact the iconic royal swans in Lakeland.
They're at risk because wild migratory birds fly in and out of Lake Morton, using it as a resting spot. Stacey DeSilva with the NBC affiliate in Tampa reports on what could be their saving grace. And that was Stacey DeSilva reporting for us tonight. Now, here in Orlando, the bird flu spread among some swans, and that was at Lake Eola just last year. Several birds, including swans, actually died.
The Florida Attorney General's office says it shut down several fake SunPass websites, scamming people out of their money. It says the fraudulent sites targeted SunPass users with fake toll notices and phishing scams. Those who get text or emails are possible for scammers should verify the source by contacting SunPass directly and check accounts for unpaid tolls on the official SunPass website.
President's Day is coming up, and it's a great time to find a deal. But how do you know what's actually worth spending your money on?
Amy Lou with our National Consumer Unit is sharing what to buy and what to skip right now.
Still ahead, an island vacation takes a terrifying turn.
I felt something nudge my leg, and probably about 2 minutes later, we were right by the ladder. I felt my leg get tugged down.
A woman bitten by a shark is back in Brevard County tonight, and she's talking to WESH 2 about the attack. Plus,
after hundreds of crashes and several deaths, much-needed improvements are coming to Ridgewood Avenue. I'm WESH 2's Pamela Combe in Daytona Beach, where they'll soon be widening the bike lanes and making improvements to keep pedestrians safe.
And our temperature trend this week will be going up, up, and away. Both tomorrow and Thursday, record heat and potentially the first 90-degree reading of 2025. But there is some much-needed rain. It'll cool us down on the way. Those two stories straight ahead.
Closed captioning is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
going everywhere news breaks, bringing you right to the story. With complete coverage at 6 p.m. Summer Knowles, Stuart Moore, First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi, WESH 2 News at 6. Local, live, late breaking.
2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
SpaceX sent up a new batch of Starlink satellites into orbit just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. The first stage booster landed back on a drone ship about 8 minutes later. This was the 18th flight for that booster.
Safety improvements are coming to Daytona Beach. FDOT will soon repave, widen, and make new additions to Ridgewood Avenue.
And this will all happen between Bevel Road and Fairview Avenue. WESH News' Pam McComb spoke with leaders who say this stretch is in desperate need of some upgrades. The $9.2 million project is fully funded. Now FDOT wants to hear the community's thoughts while they work to finalize the design. They'll be holding a workshop tomorrow. More information will be listed on WESH.com. Also over in Daytona Beach, crews are improving the sidewalks on North Street between Fulton and Byron. The city says the new sidewalks have specialized curbs that will improve stormwater flow to reduce flooding.
2 women from Brevard County are recovering tonight after a terrifying shark attack in the Bahamas. Riley Decker and Summer Lehman left Melbourne on Friday for a dream vacation, but just hours after landing at the resort near the Bimini Bay, their trip came to an abrupt end when they went out on a boat and decided to jump in the sea.
I felt something nudge my leg, and probably about 2 minutes later, we were right by the ladder. I felt my leg get tugged down. And I immediately knew I was bit by a shark.
Riley was airlifted to the hospital in the Bahamas for further treatment and then flown back to Melbourne on Saturday morning. She has had multiple surgeries.
I've had 2, and those 2 were just cleaning out the wounds, making sure there's no infection. It got a good amount of my Achilles, so I might need some type of surgery with that.
Now, the Bahamas boasts one of the highest shark incident rates in the world, with 34 confirmed unprovoked attacks since record keeping began.
Yikes. Yeah. A lot of people might be heading to the coast over the coming days because the temperatures outside, Tony, keep heating up.
Yeah, especially Wednesday and Thursday. Boy, I tell you what, mid and upper 80s, maybe a 90 here and there through the interior on Thursday.
Unbelievable, Tony.
Too early for that. That's right, Michelle. 87, 89. We have a little bit of rain, though. In the forecast now, we have 2 fronts. That first front we thought that was going to stay across North Florida is actually going to sneak in a little bit and give us the chance for some rain late Thursday and then certainly on Friday. And then as it lifts back north on Saturday with the southwest wind, the breezes may get a bit more active. And then the real front arrives on Sunday, and that's going to bring a strong cold front in, followed by much colder air the back end of the weekend. Up towards Daytona Beach and the Halifax right now, as you can see, the sun has not set yet. The days, daylight-wise, are getting a little bit longer now. I like that. Daytona's at 75. Wildwood, you're at 80. St. Cloud is at 80. Back towards Titusville coming in at 76 degrees. Water vapor channel here shows a little disturbance out towards the Four Corners, and a developing winter storm now going to bring some mid-Atlantic snows and some showers and some thunderstorms here from Louisiana and back towards Mississippi. For us, we're well south of it, but we are getting a little bit of moisture now in that west breeze coming up towards eastern Marion County, the forest there. Had a couple showers work through northern Flagler County, and more are en route. So take the rain. Any rain you can get, take it, especially this time of the year, as we're starting to see a lot of smoke plumes from some brush fires out there. Once we get into the rainy season a couple months from now, of course, we won't have to worry about that, but we want to try to moisten things up. So there's a look now through midnight. Best rain chances will be in our northeast nook. Best fog chances will be in our western communities right here, up and down 75 from Ocala back towards Denellen in the low 60s. Maybe some fog here, Lake Panasoffkee. Bushnell, you'll be in the low 60s. The farther east you go, there may be some patchy fog, but I don't think it's going to be as thick as is what's expected in our western communities. St. Cloud 64, right there on the San Coco Beach 67. DeLand to Oviedo, low 60s, back towards Palm Coast, Daytona Beach in the low 60s. Now, when we take a look at Futurecast, notice the fog off towards the west. That burns off. Southerly flow of air. Late in the day, maybe a quick shower on the west. Dominant breeze come tomorrow afternoon. But watch what happens now As we head into Thursday, a little bit of fog in the morning. That burns off. A little bit more moisture now begins to arrive. We'll put that at about 30%. And maybe, depending upon the heating, the chance for a couple of isolated thunderstorms. That's been the trend this afternoon on Futurecast that we'll be watching. Best rainfall amounts, though, will be along the eastern side of the peninsula. Highs tomorrow, no matter where you are with the south wind, you're going to be in the 80s for the most part. DeLand, about 84, maybe 85. Epcot tomorrow coming in the middle to the upper 80s for a late afternoon high. So as we go from Wednesday into Thursday and Friday, that front is going to make it into Central Florida. It's not going to clear Central Florida, but it's going to give us a better chance for some rain and some cooler temperatures by the time we get to Friday. Records for Wednesday, potentially Sanford and Leesburg. Records for Thursday, Orlando, Sanford, and potentially Leesburg. And then that front drops on in for Valentine's and maybe a couple of isolated showers early on, but a comfortable evening. I do want to do this real quick. I want to show you the Euro for Saturday. We do have a race. The models are hinting at maybe a few showers for the races on Saturday. But as we go into Sunday, notice the Euro much quicker with the rain coming in. The GFS much slower. In fact, the race might be over by the time the GFS model brings the rain in. So that's something we're going to be watching the timing here going forward. If the Euro is right, there will be delays with the race. If the GFS is right, we may get the race in before the rain arrives. That'd be great. All right, Saturday and Sunday, mid-80s. Next week, much, much cooler.
Call Todd Minor Law and let us put everything we learned on the insurance company side to work on your side.
WESH 2 News at 6, straight ahead.
Summer Knowles joins us now. What's coming up in our next half hour?
Hey guys, next at 6, we continue following breaking news out of Volusia County right now, where deputies are searching for a man wanted in a double murder. We are live from the scene with the very latest on the investigation and why investigators believe he may be in DeLand right now. Plus, a local man accused of molesting a 14-year-old is now in jail. The charges he's facing and how investigators say they tracked him down. Next at 6.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.